Hello, my name is Tracy and this is my story. I was the unwanted pregnancy of two dysfunctional parents. I'm the fourth born in my family, and my mom was a classic codependent. My father was an habitual liar, addicted to pornography and alcohol, and really adultery. Before kindergarten, my father shared two of his loves, which was pornography and alcohol with me. And so for the rest of my rest of my life, I have tried to achieve his approval, and I was not very successful. But like most young girls who don't have that approval, they become sexually promiscuous, and that's exactly what I did. But there was incest, there was abduction and rape, there was an abortion, there were failed relationships, there were abusive relationships, miscarriages, adultery, divorce, depression, guilt, very, very deep insecurities. And then my own addictions, which were food or exercise, shopping, or and of course sex. At age 30, after having a husband and two children and a dog and two cars, I was empty. I was still empty and crying out to the Lord. And I called my mom, sobbing, and she said, "You don't need to call me, you need to call God." So I went into my prayer closet, which is the bathroom. We closed the door with two small children, and I knelt down near the tub and I gave my heart to the Lord. And so I got plugged into a church right away, and they recruited me to become their Sunday school superintendent within 4 months, which was crazy, but you do crazy things when you don't have a lot of volunteers. But I learned a lot. And then I went to Bible college, Monday night Bible college for 4 years. And I ended up teaching Christian school for the next 11. But it was all head knowledge. And that marriage failed, and I entered a relationship with a horribly abusive person who was very much like my father, interestingly enough. But at the end of that relationship, I was empty, except for God. And from a cafe in Absecon, New Jersey, I did an online search and found The Ridge and then Faith Promise. It's interesting how God would use both of these places in my life. The Ridge has always been my home. Faith Promise, He uses a group for codependent women. It was here in March that Wesley had us do my story in our recovery group on Tuesdays. We had cute little props, and we were able to demonstrate our life and things that showed what our life was like, and it was through that, and all I did was I showed the ugly. And I went to go sit back in my seat, and the Holy Spirit whispered, "It's not your life anymore." And so I sat on that one for that night. And the next morning, God speaks to me in the morning. And the next morning, I knew that life was over. I think I had finally been able to forgive myself, which is the hardest thing to do. What I found is the key to life is forgiveness. Because if you don't have that, then you're tied to it. You're tied to whatever you're angry about or what is you're bitter over, and that eats you up from the inside out. And so you need to cut the tie, break the chain, get it off your back, leave it at the foot of the cross, and walk away and leave it there. And that's what I did. I mean, I called Tara. I called Tara and Wesley that morning, and I said, "Tara, I need to get baptized." And Tara's first question was, "Okay, well, do you want to do that on a Tuesday night or Sunday?" And the Holy Spirit said, "Oh no, girl, you're doing it on a Sunday." And I said, "Okay." What I have found is that God has been able to show me since that March revelation that I'm not that person anymore. and the freedom that He has given me. 2 books that came out of the Ridge were Stacy Eldridge, Becoming Myself, and the Boundaries class that Tony's leading right now. Huge, huge things about making your boundaries so you can keep control over the safe people who come in and out, and keep the dangerous or the toxic people out of your life. It's just amazing. And what I have found is that my adventure is just beginning. And the biggest thing I've learned is I don't have to write my story anymore. I'll let God hold the pen and finish His story through me.